Before we dive in, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming stories that'll change your day. The restaurant was almost empty, the hum of quiet chatter and the soft clinking of cutlery filling the air. Emma adjusted her dress nervously and checked her reflection in the polished tabletop. Blind dates were never her strong suit. At 28, with a busy career and a string of failed relationships, she'd convinced herself that maybe love just wasn't for her. When her best friend had convinced her to agree to this blind date, she had reluctantly said yes, more out of curiosity than hope. "No one wants to date me, mister," she muttered quietly to herself as she entered the cozy little cafe. Then she saw him. He was sitting at a corner table, a man in his mid-30s with kind eyes and a tired, yet gentle smile. His hair was slightly disheveled, and he wore a simple button-up shirt rolled to the elbows, hinting at long days of hard work. Emma's heart did a weird flip, not of excitement, but of nervous anticipation. He looked like someone who had stories etched into his face, someone who had faced life head-on. "Emma?" he asked warmly, standing up. His voice carried a calm, steady reassurance, the kind that made people feel instantly at ease. "Yes, hi," she said, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. The awkward pause lingered until he gestured to the chair across from him. "I'm David," he said. "Thanks for coming." Emma's eyes darted around the restaurant as if she could disappear into a booth. She tried to lighten the tension with a forced smile. "So, you're a single dad, huh?" she asked, remembering what her friend had told her. David chuckled softly, rubbing the back of his neck. "Yeah, it's me and my little guy, Lucas. He's 7, and, well, he keeps me on my toes." Emma's eyes softened, though she tried to hide it. Something about the way he spoke with such genuine warmth stirred an unfamiliar feeling inside her. She took a breath and said, almost whispering, I don't know why anyone would want to date me. No one ever does." David's gaze softened further. He didn't flinch or laugh, he simply nodded, as if he understood something she had just revealed without words. "You know," he said carefully, leaning forward, "sometimes people don't see what's right in front of them because they're looking in the wrong places. I can't speak for everyone, but I see you. And I want to know you." Emma blinked. No one had ever said that to her in such a direct, sincere way. Her heart skipped a beat, and a small, hesitant smile crept onto her face. As they talked, the conversation flowed in unexpected ways, stories about childhood dreams, embarrassing moments, hopes for the future. David shared how much he adored his son, the struggles of being a single parent, and how Lucas's laughter made all the challenges worthwhile. Emma, in turn, shared her fears about love, about being overlooked, and about her desire for someone who would truly see her for who she was. By the time dessert arrived, the initial tension had melted into something warm and genuine. They laughed at silly mistakes in the menu orders, shared small gestures of kindness, and Emma realized something extraordinary. For the first time in a long while, she didn't feel invisible. She felt seen. And in that moment, she understood that sometimes love appears when you least expect it, in the form of someone patient, understanding, and kind. Emma thought she had her heart under control, but David's small acts throughout the evening were beginning to unravel the walls she had so carefully built. When a waiter spilled a little water near their table, David instinctively reached for the napkins, apologizing to Emma while his hands gently cleaned the spill. When he laughed at her clumsy attempts to twirl a dessert fork, he didn't mock her, he celebrated her humanity. At one point, Lucas appeared. David had brought him along for a brief visit before his bedtime. Emma froze, unsure of how to interact with a child she had never met. But David simply introduced them gently, kneeling to Lucas's level. "This is Emma," he said. "She's really fun, and she has the best stories." Lucas's eyes sparkled, and he immediately took to her, asking about her favorite games and even sharing his secret treasure map of the house. Emma found herself laughing in a way she hadn't in years, her defenses crumbling not because of grand gestures, but because of the warmth that radiated from this small family unit. David watched quietly, noticing every little reaction, every subtle change in her expression. He didn't push or rush, he just observed and responded with patience. When Emma excused herself to go to the restroom, David couldn't help but smile at the thought that maybe this connection was something deeper than either of them had expected. When she returned, Emma's nervousness came back for a fleeting second. I really like your son," she said shyly, taking a seat. "And I like you too. But I worry that this is all moving too fast. I've been hurt before." David reached across the table and gently held her hand. I get it. I've been hurt too. But sometimes, you have to take a chance. Not because the world demands it, but because your heart deserves it. Emma felt tears prick her eyes, a mixture of relief, hope, and gratitude. Here was a man who wasn't interested in superficial attraction or fleeting romance. He saw her, not just her smile, not just her laugh, but her essence. By the end of the night, they walked out together under the gentle glow of streetlights. David held the door open for her, Lucas skipping alongside them, and Emma realized that something profound had begun, something rooted in kindness, patience, and authenticity. Weeks passed, and what began as a cautious blind date blossomed into something tangible. Emma found herself invited to small dinners with Lucas, casual walks in the park, and quiet evenings where they shared stories and dreams. Each moment was unhurried, deliberate, and full of genuine attention. One afternoon, as David and Emma watched Lucas play soccer in the backyard, Emma finally voiced the thought that had been building inside her. You know, I never thought anyone would want to date me. I spent so long believing that, I didn't even give myself a chance to be happy. David smiled, brushing a stray strand of hair from her face. And yet here we are. You didn't need to convince anyone. You just needed someone willing to see you as you truly are. Emma realized in that moment that love wasn't about grand declarations or flashy gestures. It was about seeing each other, really seeing each other, and choosing to be present, even in the small, ordinary moments. David's reaction that first night had been the first sign of that profound understanding. He had changed the course of her life, not through magic, but through his unwavering kindness. As the sun set behind them, casting golden light across the yard, Emma felt a deep sense of gratitude. Not just for the love she had found, but for the journey that had taught her that she was worthy of being seen. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more true tales that remind us of the power of kindness and love. You never know when someone's reaction might change your life. And in that quiet, ordinary moment, Emma understood that sometimes, the smallest gestures, the patience, the understanding, the seeing, could change everything.